It's actually pretty easy to get ahead of 99% of other contractors, home remodeling companies using AI because the reality is most guys don't know how to actually use the right prompts. I've spent the last few years in the AI trenches building systems for estimating, writing contracts, managing crews, and automating boring admin stuff that most of us don't like to do. So I'm going to show you 7 ChatGPT hacks every general contractor should know, even if you're a total beginner. Let's dive right into the video. Number 1, get ChatGPT Pro. I know it costs like $21 a month, but hear me out. That's cheaper than lunch at Subway or any fast food restaurant these days. And it'll make you back hundreds of times what you actually use it. And if you use it the right way, it could be even more, saving you hours, saving you money, so many things. ChatGPT Pro is the way to go. The Pro version gives you access to GPT-4, which is faster, smarter, and better at handling the stuff that we deal with, like estimates, contracts, and project scope documents. Number 2, you cannot ignore this one. You need to create what's called a master prompt. If ChatGPT feels like it's giving you really generic answers, it's because you never properly introduce yourself and your voice to it. A master prompt, think of it like a company bio, but for AI. It tells ChatGPT who you are, what type of work you do, and what kind of answers you want. Here's how to do it. You want to ask ChatGPT to interview you to build your master prompt. So here's what you want to say, something like this. You're going to help me build a master prompt for my role. I'm a general contractor and I own a home remodeling company in Austin, Texas. We handle everything from kitchen remodels to full home builds, fix and flips. Ask me every question you need, from crew size, job types, client budgets, materials I prefer, the softwares that I use, so you can customize my responses. Then just talk through it and answer the questions that ChatGPT has given you. You can even use voice to text, which is one of my favorite ChatGPT features. You can work a lot faster than having to text it out, especially if you're on your phone. So once this is done, tell it to generate your master prompt, and then you could save it as a PDF. You can save it inside of ChatGPT as a separate folder or a separate GPT. Now, every time you start a project in ChatGPT, you can just upload that file so it knows your business inside and out. And the cool thing is, as you start using it more, it remembers. So if you're writing a blog post or writing a page for your website for SEO, you can say, knowing all that you know about me and my business. And sometimes you don't even have to write things like that because ChatGPT does have a memory, so it will continue to use your voice, your projects, and all that type of stuff. So ultimately, this lets ChatGPT help you write accurate everything. Proposals, it helps you check your estimate. Math, if you're doing it on paper, if you're using another estimating software like Handoff, you can draft change orders, you can write client emails, all in your brand voice. Number 3, you want to create now a system prompt. So the master prompt tells ChatGPT who you are, right? And then the system prompt tells it how to think and respond to you. So here's an example. Let's say you're writing a scope of work for a bathroom remodel. You might tweak the prompt 5 or 6 times until the output is exactly right. Tone, the layout, and the order of tasks. Once you get the perfect result, say this. Write the system prompt that would have generated the exact output from the start. And you can do this with any type of thing that you're working on. If you're working on client emails or content strategy or anything like that, if you are spending some time tweaking the output that ChatGPT gives you, then when you get the thing that you actually want, the polished version, then ask it, what should I have asked you from the very beginning to have gotten this exact response? It'll write a detailed instruction so you can reuse it for your next project, a similar project especially. So you can create folders for like bathrooms, kitchens, whole house, and that's specific to the project, but this can be used in so many different ways. So if it's for marketing, for lead generation, for client communication, subcontractor communication, just put it in different buckets. That way it's more easily accessible. So that's your new AI template, your intellectual property, if you will. In the future, you'll be able to reuse that prompt for every bathroom scope, every breakdown for materials, client communication, safety checklist. Like literally the possibilities are endless without having to start from scratch, which kind of defeats the purpose of using AI because we need to use this and embrace it for time saving and cost saving things. Number 4, you can create project folders. Here's where ChatGPT can get super powerful. It helps create projects essentially, which are virtual job folders. Think of it like a whiteboard wall in your office, the one covered with client names, bid notes, vendor contracts, timelines, specs. I don't know if you're like me, but I'll have just sticky notes all over the place, or I used to at least before I started using AI. So except here, everything lives inside of a software called ChatGPT, right? So you want to create a new project for each job, like Smith kitchen remodel, title, Lakeway, ADU build, Bee Cave contract overlay. So you want to upload that master prompt, client notes, material lists, even your budget sheet, anything having to do with the project inside here. So now ChatGPT remembers every conversation you've had about that job. So you don't have to re-explain things every time you start something new with that project because things come up. Everything will live inside of that folder. So from there, you can ask things like, compare the estimate for Smith Kitchen with the Johnson project and tell me which one had higher labor cost percentages. It'll remember all of the project context. That is next level organization, huge time saver, and ultimately it's going to save you a lot of money in the long run. Number 5, use canvases. This is one most contractors, most people have never even heard of, but it can be a game changer. A canvas is like a shared Google Doc inside of ChatGPT. You can tell it to write a proposal, then save it as a canvas. Now you can go in and tweak the copy, fix any typos, refine the language, make it sound more like you without losing your original structure. It's perfect for things like scope of work drafts, client proposals, subcontractor agreements, even using them as estimate templates. Once it's all dialed in, you can tell ChatGPT, write the system prompt that would have generated the version of the proposal from the very beginning. Remember to ask ChatGPT after you have spent a few minutes tweaking and dialing in, getting that polished version, what should I have asked from the very beginning? That way you'll never have to redo it again. So you'll essentially have your own library of perfect system prompts and outputs from ChatGPT customized for you and your company. And finally, number 7, this is a little bit more complex. You want to build custom GTs and know its limits. So now you're entering more of elite territory. A custom GP is like creating your own AI employee or agent, if you will, that follows your exact instructions every single time. You can train it to write job proposals, draft client emails, create checklists for subs, create blog posts or local SEO pages or Google business profile posts, anything literally. Basically automate all of the boring stuff or stuff that you don't like doing or stuff that you're not very good at, that slows you down, that you know you need to do, that you know you need to be more consistent with. And let's be real, ChatGPT isn't built for accurate construction estimates. It can help you organize data and help with formatting, but it has literally zero understanding of local labor rates, material fluctuations, tariffs, scope complexity, how you choose materials, your subcontractors, anything like that. So you might get something that looks polished, but it'll be off potentially by 30 or 40% to real world numbers. That's, my friends, where Handoff comes into play. Handoff.ai. It's built for contractors, not for tech people, not for everyday DIYers. Handoff connects directly with estimate templates, materials through Home Depot or Lowe's, or any other material place you want it to connect with, your subcontractors, and more importantly, it uses real cost data to generate instant, accurate estimates and professional proposals that you can send to your customers within seconds. You can see when they open it, you can send them an invoice, automates your whole process, making you look more professional, making sure that you are getting an accurate markup and margin, making more money and saving more time. So ultimately, instead of wasting time tweaking ChatGPT's literal guesses, you can use ChatGPT for communication, marketing, lead generation, SEO help, tightening up your subcontractor agreements, all that type of stuff. But when it comes to estimates, Handoff.ai is made for accurate calculations for all things construction related. This is the perfect combo for the modern general contractors. That's how they're running their businesses 10 times more efficiently and faster. And it's the future of construction management. I want to leave you with this about AI, just some thoughts. AI isn't replacing general contractors. AI can't swing a hammer, hang drywall, communicate in real world with customers and subcontractors. It's replacing the ones who are kind of ignoring it, thinking that it's evil or they don't need to learn it because, we're going to keep doing things the old way. That's who it's going to replace, because it's those types of contractors are going to get left behind and they're going to be replaced by the modern contractor. So here's my challenge for you today. Every morning when you sit down with your coffee or your energy drink, open up your laptop on site, spend 10 minutes building or refining one of these 7 systems. In a few weeks, you'll be running your business smoother, faster, and 10 times more profitable than before. The guys still doing everything by hand or ignoring or putting their head in the sand about AI, they are going to get left behind. AI is here to stay. It's only going to get get more involved in the construction business, as it should. You know, the people that are learning it and embracing it are going to have a lot more free time, a lot more money. They're going to be wondering how they're getting so much done and still growing and scaling their companies. And you're going to have a lot more happy clients, referrals, and it's just going to be a total game changer for your business. I'm not going to just keep repeating myself and rambling. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about anything ChatGPT or Handoff related, hit us in the comments. We'll get back to you pretty soon. We also have a 7-day, totally free AI-powered contractor course that we'll put in the description so where you can have access to this. And this really gives you a big 10,000 foot view of how AI can be a game changer for your business. And it'll show you a bunch of different other cool AI hacks that you can save literally hours and days trying to learn, because we've already learned it. We're teaching it now and we're just giving it to you for free. That is the power of AI for contractors. We also have a free trial for using Handoff where you can manage your entire business on there: estimates, proposals, invoices, project management. Thanks again, subscribe, and we'll see you for the next video.